So I'm at the beach with my friend here, and I was just looking out and I started getting teary-eyed, and I was telling her that I could see there was a ship like way out there, and I could see the ship right on the horizon, and my eyes have been getting so incredibly clear. It's been insane. So if you've been following my story, you might have seen at some point in my old videos or in my recent videos talking about like extreme tunnel vision that I had with Lyme disease and chronic fatigue and mold toxicity and a bunch of other things that I had, and I had to stop driving because of that. And so it was interesting because this started clearing up with my vision like a lot in the past 2 months, and I was out in the backyard and I realized like how incredibly crisp everything was, how like I could see details and things that I absolutely could not have seen before. At night, the headlights, like they would always have this like starred projection like out of the light, and it would be really hard for me to see because it would really like fog up my vision. And then all of a sudden, like those started going to the stars on the light started going away, and I started just being able to see the headlights. So something that was coming up with this was that when I was brain retraining and when I was going through my like couple years of heavy intense self-work to come out of this experience, this chronic experience that I was having for over a decade, I would easily forget something and how it was really hard for me at one point, and then all of a sudden when it wasn't there anymore, I would just forget about it. So I talk about this with improvement tracking a lot, and tracking your little bits of improvement here and there, and how incredibly important that is, and celebrating the little wins, because it's so easy when we are experiencing something on a daily basis to be like, that's at the forefront of our mind. We just keep thinking about it. We're like, I just want this to get better. I just don't want to experience this anymore. And then when it goes away, it's like we almost forget about it, especially because there's always something else going on in life. So when we are no longer feeling those symptoms, those its that we were experiencing for so long, it's like the next thing that's there. So maybe like, let's say there's 10 main things that you're experiencing, probably more, but let's go with 10 for an easy number. And one of those goes away, and maybe a second one goes away. Well, those other like 9 or 8 things that are there are still really like prominent in day-to-day life. So it's really easy to just be focusing on those like 9 or 8 things. Plus maybe there's something else that comes in. So this not only happens with our physical experience in life, but it also happens with absolutely everything else that we're experiencing in life, whether that's with our job, whether that's with our relationships, whether that's with something that we're working on physically, like, you know, we're amping up our physical endurance, or, you know, like getting better at a sport or a hobby or something like that. We as humans are always pushing ourselves to do something new and to expand ourselves and create something new. So we sometimes forget where we had been and how far we have come. And I was just reflecting on how a couple months ago, I remember sitting in the backyard when my vision like really totally cleared up, because it was like 4 years ago. I remember I was looking in the backyard, or 5 years ago, I was looking in the backyard in Tahoe, and I could usually only see one tree because my vision was so tunneled. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can see, just like looking ahead, at 8 different trees. But my vision was still really blurry. I had a lot of double vision. And then I was just looking out here and everything was totally crisp, and I'm like, oh my god, I've already gotten so used to this that it isn't even something that I'm thinking about anymore. I've moved on to the next thing. I'm like going for my next thing. I'm working on all these other things in my life, and that wasn't even something I was focusing on when that was such a big deal for me. I was like in tears, and I was looking at the backyard, and I just like couldn't believe how clearly I could see. And so it's just like, I think a really good reflection for me to be super grateful about the things that have come, and whatever part of the process that we're in, like whether, you know, you're still experiencing heavy physical things on a day-to-day or heavy emotional things on a day-to-day, to just remember that like there are little improvements and things happening, and to really take that time to reflect on them and allow yourself to celebrate that and be proud of yourself. Because I think we really are hard on ourselves and don't give ourselves a lot of grace. We really just want to keep pushing to the next thing. So this is something that I am being very highly aware of right now, and just super grateful. Even when other like hard things are happening in life, and you know, things feel really rough in other ways, like I'm so grateful for what I have, and like the life that, you know, I have created and come to. So yeah, you're doing really good. You are really pushing yourself. You're doing what you need to do. You're listening to your intuition, and you're hitting milestones at the pace that you are ready to hit them at. So just remember your little wins and your celebrations, because they add up to something really big. I mean, look where I'm at, from being bedridden and in a wheelchair to, you know, running on the beach here just a little while ago. So yeah. All right, well, I will see you all in the next video. If you're interested in finding out more about my story or me, you can go over to kimbers.new.frequency on Instagram, or over to my website at kimberlyharder.com, and give this video a like so that other people that might want to see this information, it could really help them, could find it. And leave a comment down below if there's something that you that sparked your curiosity or your thoughts in this. I'd love to hear about it. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.